matchup between Weatherspoon and Larry Johnson. Both of similar height. Both have played the power forward position throughout their careers. Now they're defined as small forwards, and that's a good physical matchup.
Allen Houston eluding Jerry Stackhouse, but getting it out for Charles Oakley. And Oakley tried to save it and then looked to call timeout, but he could not. He stepped out of bounds.
Charles seemed to hesitate a bit on the shot attempt, which he missed, and then in the attempt to make the recovery, couldn't get that timeout worked out quickly enough.
And that would have been a wasted timeout. Opening minute of the game on a save. He's thinking, well, it's the possession, but you might need that 20 later on in the half. Derek Coleman gives the Sixers a 4-0 lead, and some pressure being shown by Philadelphia. Childs gets the pick from Oakley. Ewing. Call for the travel. Patrick Ewing, who got off to the slow start against the Pistons the other night, had his difficulties with the chicanery of Rick Mahorn. And he is called for the traveling call right at the start.
In the two games, Marv, the Knicks have coughed up 20 points due to turnovers. In game one, they had 15. Game two, they had 21 turnovers. Both of them adding up to a total of 40 points, so they've got to cut that down.
Coleman off the mark, and Houston handled. Allen Houston, who had a nightmare in his return to Detroit on Wednesday. Ewing, 76ers with the 4-2 lead.
Scott Williams at 6'10", under Patrick Ewing. Now that's Stackhouse with a nice finish by Ewing defensively, but then Scott Williams comes over after Ewing leaves to help and makes a nice play.
It will be Nick Ball. The 76ers up 6-2. Philadelphia won the previous two games of this of the series. Stackhouse rejected, but the follow by Williams. Philadelphia winning in New York November 12th, 101-97, their first win at the Garden since January of 94. And then November 23rd here in Philly, the Sixers won once again. Williams on the foul. Scott Williams, a key reserve on the Bulls' first three championship teams, spent 4 years with Chicago. This is third season with Philly, and John, he's been an injury hit guy.
Always a hard worker, and he's had good games, though, in the two games against the Knicks. He's had a strong presence on the court. Now, Patrick Ewing going to the line early, you can see him wanting to take the ball to the basket. Wise move, because in the game against Detroit, the Knicks' big people got to the line for one foul shot, and that was Patrick Ewing in one attempt at the line.
So the Knicks trail 6-3. Iverson, that was a three-point attempt. Childs pops it down. Oakley with the save. Coleman stopped by Oakley. Scott Williams off a series of pumps decides to bring it out. And Dick Bavetta calling the foul against the Knicks. On Larry Johnson. So the Sixers get the new 24. 3 minutes gone by in this first quarter. Stackhouse from deep.
It certainly is a different game when the opposition isn't hitting their shots, as Philadelphia did so well against the Knicks earlier, and as Detroit did the other night.
Allen Houston tried to keep it alive, but deflected it out of bounds. Sixers' last game was Tuesday night here at home. They were beaten by Charlotte. Derek Coleman had a season high of 27 points. But it has been a long time between victories for the 76ers. 8 straight losses. Weatherspoon called for 6. In the last 5 games, the Sixers have averaged only 82 points per game, and they have died in the fourth quarter. averaged only 15 points in the fourth quarter during the course of that losing streak. Here's Houston with Stackhouse hitting the deck. It's a 3 for Allen Houston. So the Knicks and the Sixers are tied at 6. Eric Coleman rejected. Patrick Ewing with the block. 3-on-2. Johnson for Oakley. And Ewing missed the tip. Johnson on the follow.
What an interesting trio by the Knicks. Their whole front line contributed to that hoop.
Knicks 8, Sixers 6. Iverson with a gorgeous move. He then hits the reverse. Allen Iverson with a beautiful move and Coleman off the steal. Oakley able to get it back. Allen Houston drawing the foul off the series of head fakes. It is on Stackhouse.
Well, that was a fine recovery by Charles Oakley. You can see that crossover dribble absolutely blistering Chris Childs, and then I think Patrick Ewing was spellbound watching that happen.
Larry Johnson off the dribble. And Patrick Ewing set up by Johnson. Knicks with a 10-8 lead. 3.5 gone by. Iverson. And deflected out by the Knicks. So the Sixers will maintain possession.
Combination of Ewing and Oakley working hard on the boards, but they couldn't corral that totally.
The Knicks have been a good road team this season. 7 up, 3 down on the road. Scott Williams.
Well, he shot uncontested. Nobody had their hands up, and that was a nice soft finish by Scott Williams.
The game is tied at 10. Ewing setting the pick. Childs for Oakley. 3-second violation.
Charles was planted in the middle, and actually when he got the ball, he could have gone right up to the basket.
Timeout taken, 6:51 remaining in the first. Detroit on Wednesday, and Chris Childs says he feels particularly responsible. John talked about that with Chris prior to the game.
I think I found my rhythm now. It's time to find when should I step up, when should I just lay back and let everybody else do their thing. I think against Detroit, I kind of tried to feed off the guys and try to get the feel for things instead of going out and just playing my game and letting everybody get a feel off of me, creating a little more and making things happen. And I didn't do that against Detroit, and I was upset that I didn't play up to my capability, and I'm gonna come out and try to do that something different tonight.
Yes, Chris never did get it going early against the Pistons, coming off his best game as a New Yorker. Beautiful pass from Houston, but Oakley could not put it down, and now foul is called. It is against the Knicks. Larry Johnson called for a loose ball foul.
Well, here is what looks like an upcoming layup. That nice slide pass from Allen Houston to Oakley. You can't make it work, and then Larry Johnson piling in over the defender commits the foul.
And Larry will take a seat, replaced by John Wallace, who apparently is very much back into the rotation. He got time in the garbage portion of the game against the Pistons the other night and hit 4 of 6 from the field. Also hit his first NBA three-pointer. Put some extra practice time in the last couple of days, and that may be making an impression. He has been sent in early for the first time in a long while. Illegal defense call for the first time against the Knicks.
Marv, it's no secret that John Wallace has terrific ability, and with the up and down play of the Knicks, he can emerge as a very important player here in his rookie year.
Stackhouse